Any contender who defeats my champion, their freedom they shall win.
Fine, then point me in the direction of whoever's ass I have to kick.
That's what I call contender.
We are talking Thor Ragnarok. That's right, guys. Marvel's latest film and the last film of the year, Thor Ragnarok, has come out finally. And I know a lot of people it looked like a whole different Thor movie than we got for the first two entries. I mean, we still have Chris Hemsworth in here, Tom Hiddleston, even Anthony Hopkins returns. So this time around, though, the tone of Thor, they took a whole new approach and it made it basically a comedy. This movie is a comedy. That's exactly what you're gonna get. I will say though, that's not a bad thing. I think this Thor is definitely the best Thor films out of all the Thor films. I don't think it's in the top 5. I would have to really think about it, but it's up there. It's up there as one of the best Marvel movies, of course. Honestly, going into here, I thought they were going to use a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy, and the humor is Guardian of the Galaxy-esque, but it's more Fifth Element. There is a lot of things in this film that reminds me of Fifth Element so much, especially when you get into Thor being captured and being put into the gladiator arena. All that whole location and where Jeff Goldblum is, it's very Fifth Element. There's actually a couple tones in this film, or 2 tones, where you have, of course, Asgard, and you have Hela, and then you have the arena where Thor is trapped in. So there's 2 tones working like against each other, but it seems to fit somewhat. There is some issues about the film. I'm gonna get the issues out of the way. I really love Hela's look. I really love Cate Blanchett as Hela. I love the concept, the idea, the reveal in this movie of who she is and what her purpose is. However, Marvel still seems to really cannot make a memorable villain. As much as I want to love her, as much as I want to remember her, she's not a memorable villain. In this film, I think they really take away a lot from Cate Blanchett. I mean, she's the main villain there, and there's a lot of cool things that happen, and especially her fight sequences, but there's nothing memorable. There's nothing like Heath Ledger Joker memorable. There's nothing like just overall your big baddies and overall films like the T-1000 and Terminator 2. There's nothing really, and he doesn't even talk. He doesn't even talk, but his mannerism, his motivation, his killing instinct, as much as Cate Blanchett tries, it's just not there. And I don't think it's her fault. I think it's the script. I think it's Marvel not knowing how to really convey a villain. And I was thinking while I was sitting down in a movie, like maybe they are just kind of waiting, like they're making these villains not too memorable, not too epic, and not too opposing, and because they don't want to take the shine off of Thanos when he finally arrives. I think Thanos is going to be that baddie that we all have been craving and waiting for, but I think Thor Ragnarok once again showcases that Marvel barely missed it. They barely missed a villain to really talk about. And the only villain in the Marvel universe that really you could talk about is Loki. And Loki in this film, Tom Hiddleston, of course, is awesome. Loki is Loki. Loki is doing Loki stuff. I love the chemistry that Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth has. I hope Tom Hiddleston still portrays Loki in the future Marvel movies, because I think this little bromance that's going on, well, they're technically stepbrothers. I think it works so well, and that's what is one of the most entertaining is those two together and those two bickering, because they bickered like siblings. So I really love that aspect of the film. The one that really is a shine in this film is Tessa Thomas, and I knew she was going to do good. I don't know why anybody was doubting her, because I liked her in Creed, and I know a lot of people doesn't like her, but I really feel like she really nailed her role in this film. I could see there's a lot of talk about her being bisexual and how they cut out a scene, and then you see the kind of little romance going between her. It's not there, it's subtle, but you can see the little googly eye she gives to Thor. So I mean, it would have been nice if they left that scene in there. I mean, Valkyrie, she plays Valkyrie, and Valkyrie is a G. She holds her own. I really did think, though, towards the end of the film, she should have got a lot more to do. But the fight sequences, the action in here, involving her, especially involving Thor, and involving that Hulk baby, man, that was good. That was way better than Avengers. You know, the first time Avengers, the CGI just wasn't there. When Thor was wrapping his arms around Hulk's neck, it looked so phony and fake. But when this time around, when he was wrapping those arms against Hulk and when they were in the gladiator pit, it looked good. It looked clean. It looked great. Hulk steals the show once again. Hulk as talking is awesome. Love it. I mean, I thought the Hulk, if you take the Hulk out of this movie, it's not as good as the movies you think. But because of the Hulk being in here, it's better than you expected. So I think the Hulk really makes a difference in this film. But by all means, everybody does great. Anthony Hopkins is in this film. Might be his final appearance. I really like the way they portrayed Anthony Hopkins in here. Of course, Odin, we see where he went to. There is an awesome I think he's the Ragnarok guy. You see him in the pop figures, and he looks awesome in the film. It kind of reminded me of what they need to do for Steppenwolf. But he looks so good in the film. The CGI, though, was another nitpick I have. Is in the beginning, it looks so phony. The backdrop, especially this scene with Odin, Loki, and Thor, and they're in kind of in the countryside. And I'm just thinking, like, is that really green screen? Because it looks so fake. Like, why couldn't you use a real location for this particular scene? Or there was one particular scene too with Tessa Thomas meeting Thor for the first time, and then just the CGI ship, and then the background looked very CGI. But I think they saved their budget for Hulk, of course, because Hulk looked clean, he looked great, and along the way, like, it started looking better. But some of the CGI was just a little off to me. Other than that, the movie was fun, entertaining, everything I wanted for a Thor movie. Yes, it's kind of weird going transactioning to like a Game of Thrones kind of Thor we got from the first two movies, and then going into this one where it's a full-on comedy, but it works. It works for Thor. It works for Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth is a funny guy, and he is he just loves to smile. He loves to crack jokes, and I think it really works for that character for Thor. I'm not seeing Thor in the big screen. I'm seeing kind of Chris Hemsworth, but it's still very entertaining. I'm still liking it, and I thought Thor Ragnarok nailed it. So yes, I do highly recommend you go checking it out. And honestly, it is a movie you can watch multiple times. There is some problems here and there, like I said, but overall, fun time. Really enjoyed it, so go check it out. Thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Like the video for liking, comment below. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm Dan, the Mega Dan's son. I'll see you guys later.